Look at the life and times of Rohit Sharma. Where did this boy come from? The boy from Borivali, and who knows better than you?
I was just saying the other day to a friend that he started off as an outlier, and today he will go and bat in front of the Rohit Sharma stand.
Wow!
I mean that's sport, right? That's sport, and the perspective which he gave me really kind of made me sit up and think. And his point of view was that I've grown up playing with the red ball, so how can I be far away from it?
It's in the air. It's a six.
Welcome to a century of stories cricket, brought to you by IDFC FIRST Bank, now recognized by Forbes among the world's best banks of 2025. We have Jatin Paranjape with us, blue blood, the Paranjape family, son of the legendary Vasoo, and of course part of that Mumbai setup from the 90s, which perhaps arguably is not just in India, but would have been probably one of the toughest first-class teams in the world. Barbados, Sydney, with all due respect. Fair to say, no, Jatin?
Yeah, I thought...
Did you not mention that once you had almost everyone who
I
first
think
played for
10
India?
out of 11 had played for India, so...
Yeah, and Amol Mazumdar should have.
Yeah, that decade under Sachin, under Ravi was just a dream, yeah.
What a team, what a team. Still there, Mumbai was still there, but we won't get into regionalism. We'll get straight into what we want to talk about, which is one of the greats of India, one of the nicest cricketers, someone nobody has a bad word for, has called it a day from, two forms of cricket. We hope he plays ODI, but that's, again, a subject that we'll deal with later. Rohit Sharma has decided to move on his own. In the middle of the IPL, he announces towards the end of the IPL that he won't go to England. Let's look at the life and times of Rohit Sharma. Where did this boy come from? The boy from Borivali, and who knows better than you? I think.
He was Cyrus, a Mumbai boy, but a little bit of an outlier.
Yeah.
He is from Borivali, which is North Mumbai.
Didn't produce too many cricketers.
And Borivali 15 years back was not the Borivali we know of today.
And the transport for him at that point must have been ridiculous to come to South Bombay and Shivaji Park and all these places.
Exactly. So he was not your template Mumbai cricketer. And I was just saying the other day to a friend that, he started off as an outlier, and today he will go and bat in front of the Rohit Sharma stand.
Wow.
I mean, that's sport, right? That's sport. Yeah. But I remember when we were playing for Bombay in the Ranji Trophy, you obviously hear of some names, coming along. When Amol was coming along, we heard, there's this guy who's just scoring triple century after triple century. And before we knew what was happening, he started sharing a dressing room with us.
Right.
But we heard the same thing about Rohit Sharma as well. And an interesting kind of... side light, if you want to call it, a less known fact, is that when Rohit was coming up, there was actually another batsman who was very, very highly rated called Prashant Naik. And Prashant Naik, a good friend of mine as well, lovely guy, and he and Rohit today are the closest of friends, and they run several businesses together. But it was a this or that at that time. It was either Prashant Naik or Rohit Sharma. Everybody thought Prashant Naik is going to be the next big thing. And I remember my father was the chief talent scout for the MCA, and he came back home saying, Jatin, after Sachin, I've seen somebody who will take the world by storm. And I said, who is it? So he said, there's this boy called Rohit Sharma, who's not played any cricket. They don't rate him, but I've had a chat with a couple of the coaches today, and they've picked him in the developmental squad. So then I said, oh yeah, we've heard of him too, in the Mumbai dressing room. So he said, no, this guy is going to be the next Mumbai player to play for India. That languid kind of elegance was apparent even in those days. And for players like this, Cyrus, you need a lot of strategic planning to be had in your career, and that cannot be done by the player. It's got to be done by a stakeholder a couple of levels above you. So for me, actually, Kiran More being part of the selection committee when Rohit was kind of just coming up was a very, very big advantage, because Kiran's got a super eye for talent. So I think Kiran...
Are we talking MCA or are we talking India?
No, MCA were already playing him in their not in their main team. So Kiran haven't picked him before the MCA
So
picked
he wasn't.
him.
Let's
He
understand.
played for India A before he played for Mumbai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's the kind of foresight, like we spoke earlier about the pipelining of talent. That's the kind of people. Those are the kind of people you need, and you need to be lucky to have the.
So they spot the guy from outside the
Yeah,
actual system,
yeah.
bring him straight up to the international system.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and this, you rarely. I think this is the second time something like this happened. First being Sachin Tendulkar when they
Right.
brought him in as a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
This we've heard of stories in Pakistan, right? Ki,
Yeah.
tape ball cricket khel raha tha, and Imran
Yeah.
got him straight
I
into
think
the
Waqar
team. Yeah,
was founding
Wasim
that.
and all
Wasim,
these guys,
yeah.
but so that's how it transpired for Rohit. He played for India A first, and then made his debut for Bombay, because it was the talent was for everybody to see.
But he's a Borivali boy, and initially he was coached by Dinesh Lad.
Yeah.
And so that's this first foray into.
Yeah, it's a
Competitive cricket.
call it lazy researching or lazy reporting, but sometimes certain names get mentioned, whereas certain other people are actually more responsible and instrumental in bringing about a career. So a coach called Sanjay Gaitonde, very senior coach. Now he looks after all the summer camps in Bombay.
Right.
He was the guy who first saw Rohit Sharma. He was the guy who actually helped Rohit Sharma a lot in those formative years. And then obviously he had the MCA kind of cushion around him. But yeah, so Sanjay Gaitonde was a big supporter. Dr. Shetty, PV Shetty, who was secretary of the MCA, he again played a very big role in Rohit's career at that time. PV Shetty is from Borivali, and he has a couple of clubs there. And when they talk about Rohit Sharma, they never talk about Sanjay Gaitonde or PV Shetty. But I know what roles they've played in that fledgling career at that time. Yeah.
So he gets into the A team. He's now also getting into the Mumbai team.
Yeah.
Right? He's probably in his late teens at this point. He's, not yet the finished product. What happens then next? Where does he really make a name for himself domestically?
No, I think domestically, I remember there was one game Bombay were playing at the CCI, and one of his sixes broke a window pane at the wet wicket.
The bar?
On the first
you
floor.
can't break the wet wicket bar window.
That was a big
That's a
hit.
huge hit.
That's a huge hit.
Yeah.
And then by the time he started playing for Bombay, it was just a matter of when he will play for India and not if. So there was this incident in 2010 where he could have made his red ball debut. He had a ankle injury in the morning of the game. But by that time, I think everybody was sold on Rohit Sharma. I remember I used to follow as part of my job, I used to follow the circuit very, very closely, and he was right up there at that time, and I think Yuvraj also helped him a lot during those initial years.
Formative years.
Those formative
Did your
years.
dad play a role in coaching him, guiding him?
So he's always been close to my father, and he would call up, and whenever I would meet him, he would ask me if Vasoo Sir has seen anything which I need to pass on, and there would be small bits and bobs here or there. But my father was a very, very big Rohit Sharma supporter. I remember one incident where Rohit was going for practice by local train, and his kit bag fell out of the train. So he reaches practice without a kit bag. and the coach, I think it was Chandu Pandit, and Chandu's a really hard taskmaster,
Right.
as old school as they come.
Exactly.
And he said, no, you go back home, So he, instead of going home, he came and met dad, and he was really, really upset. And he said, sir, main kya karu abhi? And, my father made a couple of phone calls, and lo and behold, he was called for the game the next day. If I'm not mistaken, he got 100 for Bombay the next day. So he was Rohit Sharma is one of those guys, Cyrus, like Gundappa Vishwanath and all. They have two options for every ball. At the last minute they decide ki chal yaar square cut nahi hai, I'm going to drive this. So that was always apparent right from the start.
But his personality also, I think people misunderstand. I'm thinking of people like David Gar, Inzamamul Haq, and a few others come to mind, who appear to be very languid, laid back, easygoing, but they're not really like that. Yeah. Inside they're as intense as anybody else. It's just the body language is like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And what happened during the 2023 World Cup? Captain of India, Rohit Sharma, he came
straight out of the blocks.
They decided that they are going to go. And guess what? The captain stands up and said, I am going to go.
Yeah.
Every game he went
led
hammer
from the
and
front.
tongs
Absolutely,
after
yeah.
the goal. And I was like, boss, this is called leadership. Where there's a risky role to be done. You're not passing it on to a Gill कि शुभमन तू जाके करिए.
Correct.
You're saying नहीं मैं करूँगा. I'll go and do it. And he just went on and on and on, and that spilled over to Test match cricket, and so that was his style of play, which he wanted to bring on to the team. I think all these comparisons about languid, lazy, all are very, very unfair to Rohit, because let's not forget he was thrust into the MI captaincy when I think Ponting mid-season
Drops out or whatever,
2013, right?
Yeah.
2013, not like a hugely experienced Rohit Sharma.
No.
3-4 years in the international game, coming in for a massive franchise like the Mumbai Indians.
And replacing legendary Ricky Ponting.
And coming in and, showing, what he's made of from a captaincy perspective. 5 titles for the Mumbai Indians.
yeah.
So all these, all these personality traits, leave them on one side. He's shown that he has the bottle, the guts, the courage, blah, blah, blah. He's got everything. He's got everything.
Yeah. But going back to his early career, though, we didn't expect him to do the kind of things that he did, in the sense that 3 double centuries in one-day cricket and all. We expect him to play really well. I know your dad was a big fan and such in comparison and all. But in terms of one-day cricket, I mean, he went to another level. He took the game to another level.
I think, what happens, Cyrus, is that when you are sharing a dressing room with some really experienced cricketers, like a Sachin Tendulkar, like a MS Dhoni, like a Yuvraj Singh, and I'm talking, and Viru, just talking about the batters here, you realize that, hey, I'm capable of much more, because they are coming and telling you that, you can do a lot more. And then that right moment happened for him when he started opening in one-day cricket.
Right.
And he must have realized that, hey, Sachin thinks so highly of me, Yuvraj thinks so highly of me. There's no reason why I should not get a double 100 in a 50-over game. So I think it just opens up your mind to all the potential that you can kind of carve out for yourself. And it was all coming together. Let's not forget Virat Kohli was also coming up at that time. So really transformed himself into a more goal-oriented batsman. From the natural elegance to a goal-oriented batsman. I think that transition was apparent.
But could you describe him as the kind of innings he would play, especially in white ball, where he sort of, you don't even notice him for a bit.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he's 70 not out.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the second 100, when he hits those double hundreds, it's like some other, I don't know, some other
I mean,
human being.
you look at the stats from 50 to 100 and 150 to 200.
Yeah.
Like crazy stats. And then from 100 to 150, he's just kind of doodling it around a little bit, right? So Rohit's always been a guy who's played back to front.
Yeah.
He said ki yaar, either there's a outcome in mind, and he's kind of orchestrating his innings according to that outcome. So I think that's the way he kind of played it.
So very acute cricket brain here. Again, because of the languid ability and the ease with which he plays, people just think that,
Yeah, he's a proper Mumbai Maidan captain. He knows. See, captains in cricket need to know, Cyrus, ki 5 over ke baad kya hone wala hai. What's going to happen in the second session.
Read the future.
And work back to front in terms of what is needed. And I thought he always thought like a captain when he batted, even when he was not captain. And I think that's what also got him the job eventually.
But looking just at the last 18 months or so from the 2023 World Cup final, but even there, if I remember correctly, I mean, Travis Head takes his catch, which could have gone either way. Perhaps that was the final, that catch. And it was again him leading, because he led from the front in every match, and almost every match he makes runs, sets the momentum, somebody else gets big runs, but he loses that final, and we are all stunned because it's against the momentum of the tournament. Then he comes back and wins us the T20 World Cup in USA and the West Indies. And of course, they retire after that. And then he comes back and wins the 50-over Champions Trophy as well this year. So it looked like he had a lot of cricket still left in him.
Yeah. I thought he should have played a little bit more. I thought maybe a couple of years. He was also struggling with a hamstring injury for the last 4 or 5 months. Didn't get a lot of rest. But like you said, I thought he could have played a little bit more because he was batting superbly. He would score 10 or 15 or 20, but that hook shot would be a trademark.
Amazing puller of the ball, hooker of the ball. Perhaps some say the best Indian horizontal bat player of all time.
I thought, when you actually see the guys practicing up close in the nets, you realize how fast the balls are coming down. And he just is in position in a flash. It looks as if he's moving his legs so slowly, but he's just in position. These great players are they are devoted to their craft. And they, during that, Malcolm Gladwell called it the 10,000 hour kind of piece. And during that journey of those 10,000 hours now, it clicks to them as to where does my timing lie? Where is my gold standard of timing? And that's Rohit Sharma over the last 5-6 years, I would say maybe 10 years, has realized that moment of contact between bat and ball. How does that need to happen against which bowlers on which pitches? He's got that down to a T. And that's when you saw all the big scores coming from him. And I think that is the beauty of his batting. He's a touch player. In cricket they say he's a touch player. Rohit Sharma is a touch player. That hook shot also, there's no malice in
there's
it.
no muscle power.
There's no brawn, and he's just a simple bat swing, and it goes out of the stadium.
And now that you bring it up, and you mentioned breaking the window at the wet wicket in the CCI, he hits a 6, and there's no sweat. Very often there's a follow through and a big flamboyance from a batsman. There's nothing like that from him.
The only time I've seen it where I thought a little bit of aggro was this IPL. When they were losing, and when the decibel level of the chatter was going up that Rohit's not done anything for the last few
when he made that 70
and he came in and you could see that he wanted to put a few things straight.
IDFC first fact. Rohit Sharma holds the record for most sixes in international cricket. In the 499 matches that he has played for India, he has hit, get this, 637 sixes. The next highest is 553, which is the number of sixes hit by Chris Gale. Let's switch to his test career for a little while. We mentioned that in 2010, unfortunately, misses his debut. But then he does finally get going. But I would really say about 2020-21 when Ravi Shastri says, why don't you open? Is that the big moment?
That's the big moment. And I remember I was part of the selection committee at that time, and he was still not part of
So whose idea is that?
That was Ravi Shastri's idea.
Okay.
That was superb thinker. Ravi is like 3-4 steps ahead of everybody when it comes to reading the game or reading a player or what a player can do. I remember he was not playing test cricket for India. And we had this conversation, and he said no. He said I started playing cricket with a red ball, Jatin bhai. How can you say that I'm not interested in test cricket? So I got the message, and I was hoping that was what he would say.
But one of you actually asked him, you're not interested in test cricket?
I mean, where do your priorities lie?
Okay.
Because
he has hit that one day success and become very high. Yeah.
Correct. And sometimes even players need clarity from the selectors as well. So I think it's just one of the conversations which happens with a lot of players. And he said no, he lives for test cricket, and I remember the team to Australia was just getting picked, and made sure that he was on that side, and that's when everything started. And he got a couple of starts and got out badly to Nathan Lyon a couple of times. I think just before lunch or tea, stepped out and tried to sweep him,
correct,
and I was like pulling my hair out, watching. But that was the test career restart, so to say.
There was no fear that one day cricket the ball doesn't swing that much, but he will now be facing a ball that moves much more.
No, I think the only adjustment is mental, and you've played so many years of international cricket that mental adjustment also happens easier, and you prep really well. So I knew that he was prepping with the red ball, putting in more and more hours of quantum in the number of balls that he played, and he was ready. At the end of the day, nothing changes. It's a game of bat and ball, and it's all set to go.
How do you rate him as a red ball cricketer, in all fairness? Because his one day stats are ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And I think those 3 double centuries may not be broken.
Yeah.
Definitely in a long time. T20 is not bad at all. Right up there, especially first part of his career. has he not done justice with an average of 40-ish, with the kind of talent he has?
Yeah, I think the average, everybody wants an average over these great players, and I rank him as a great player. They always want an average of more than 47, 48, 50.
Right.
I think Rohit Sharma could have done a lot more in Test cricket. I think he would be the first one to say that as well. But it's, I don't want to be an armchair critic about it. I guess I'm being selfish because you like such players, you want to watch them more and more and more. But he could have converted a few of those starts, I thought. And I was a little bit disappointed that he chose to drop himself
in
Sydney, because we could have leveled the series.
Yeah.
You needed, and I think Ravi Shastri also said this, that you needed a 90-minute session of Rohit Sharma at the crease. A 60 or 70 from Rohit Sharma could have made a huge difference in that Sydney Test match.
Why did he decide to drop himself? There was only 3 Test matches where he hadn't performed in a sense.
These are all goings on within the sanctums of the dressing room. Nobody really knows. Nobody will know what happened. But I thought he could have just said, I'm going to back myself one more game because we have the chance to level this series. And who knows what could have happened. But at the same time, he was not playing well, and the Aussies are relentless when it comes to accuracy, right? You have Hazelwood, Stark and Cummins, and on pitches which had lateral movement there. There's no escape from, you have to create something. And I think maybe he just was not in the right frame of mind at that time. It can happen. He had a niggle, he had the baby as well, and joined the team late. So all these things contribute.
But let's look at him as a captain then for a minute. A fantastic batsman. Who decided this guy is captaincy material? And then, of course, I think we've got perhaps the best person in the press room ever in the history of cricket, because his answers initially as a captain were just fantastic. He was witty, his dry humor, he won people over, his comments are legendary, which the cameras pick up and the stump mic picks up while he's playing. But who thought, how did that go?
I think when he became captain of Mumbai Indians, and then they won a couple of times. 2013, and then they won a couple of times. That when he became captain of Mumbai Indians, it was sort of written that he will captain India at some stage, because you're always looking for some context there. So I think those were the times when people thought that he could be the successor. Yeah.
What is the standout innings of Rohit Sharma's that you remember? And even if it's a domestic one or an IPL one.
For me, the way he started every innings in the World Cup was the way will be the memory I will take away for Rohit Sharma, because
many of those were 30-40 run innings.
Exactly, and because that's the appreciation I have for Rohit Sharma, that transition from just being a terrific player to being a great leader as well. Putting yourself out, being counted, front rank of a battle, and that's the embellished Rohit Sharma which I would like to think about and cite as examples going forward, because World Cup at home, let's not forget.
Correct.
World Cup at home, and just went hammer and tongs after everybody, and put that as a way, as a mode in which the team will play.
It's almost like he was too good for this generation as a human being also. Like, he's selfless, he drops himself in Sydney. He's the guy who takes the bowling and says, I'll go, I'll run with my sword. I won't ask anyone else to do it. There's a certain character to him which is almost old-fashioned.
But still aggressive, still very, very aggressive, but a nice guy. And always friendly with the media as well. A lot of friends in the media, always ready.
He's been a stand-up comedian for me. He's been so funny, and I've been following his press conferences and I just love them.
He's given
they should let me just talk even if he's not the captain.
I think all in all should have kind of continued, maybe for about 6 months to a year. At least for this England series, I thought would have been magic to see him bat out there.
One more thing I want to ask is, what is the Mumbai role, you think, in making legends like Rohit Sharma? Because Mumbai cricket is always like, apart from anything else in the world, you guys are very proud. Actually, we all are, even if we didn't play. Very proud of our Mumbai name and the Mumbai cricketer. Who is, real spirit of Mumbai is the Mumbai cricketer. Even go back 50, 60 years, nothing has changed in that sense. So what is it about Rohit Sharma that's Mumbai?
No, I think Mumbai is the school of hard knocks. Cyrus. I remember
He was
Rohit
playing the Kanga and those kind of ridiculous
I remember
wickets.
I was playing for CCI and he was playing for his club, and he had played for India at that time, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he had played for India, and one of our guys got him out, in the game. Completely opened him up and got him out. So that's Mumbai cricket. There's so much competition. There's so much ability which the tournament has, which the platform has. You have to be at the best. You have to be on top of your game.
And it's not like he switched off because it's back in
No.
regional sort of game as against.
I mean, I'm sure. He played for Mumbai in the Ranji Trophy.
Yeah.
He played a couple of games in the Ranji Trophy now.
Yeah.
Now their calendar has just got so busy. But I just hope that even after this retirement, he still keeps some touch maybe with Mumbai club cricket. Playing the odd game here or there.
Well, he's got his own stand.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going anywhere.
For me, that was the epitome of Mumbai cricket. You know, that a guy comes in not from your template, geography in Mumbai, and he's going out to bat that night in front of the Rohit Sharma stand.
Also, no connection in cricket. He comes from another world altogether. Where
Exactly.
most of you guys have come from a family of cricket.
Yes.
And then reaches the pinnacle.
Yes.
Won us 2 very big tournaments.
And I think Rohit was one of the first guys to kind of do that from North Mumbai, and after that you see the current Mumbai team is such a lot from that side of town. So he served as a real inspiration. I know that he's great with the youngsters and always out there to help them. I know that he's had several conversations with Surya during Surya's formative years as well. So he's had the kind of role Sachin played with Mumbai cricketers. I think Rohit has definitely played a role with all the newer guys, Sarfraz, Prithvi, Surya, Jaiswal, Shardul, Dhaval Kulkarni. All these guys have been part of his gang essentially.
So do you think he would make a good coach? He seems to be a very good man manager. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I think he will evolve into some kind of a coaching role. Maybe as early as next season also. Never know.
Rohit Sharma, coach of Australia. Coming soon.
Maybe coach of Mumbai Indians, I think.
Oops, they won't let him go. You're right. That's where it is. So one of the big, I would say tragedies, but a huge setback for Rohit Sharma, Mumbai boy, a final being in Mumbai in 2011 as well, and we went on to win it. It was a bit of a setback in his career. I mean, psychologically also, that suddenly he doesn't get to play the biggest, part of your career is the World Cup, and he doesn't get to play on home soil.
Correct. When it's an ICC tournament, Cyrus, you have to pick a squad of only 15.
Right.
You can't pick 16 or 17 or 18. So I think that was also one constraint, and probably if you had been allowed a 16 player, Rohit Sharma would have been that.
Because 1, 2 and 3 were fixed.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at the balance of the team. That 2011 World Cup winning team, Mahi had so many bowling options. Viru bowled.
They all bowled a bit. Yeah,
Sachin bowled, UV bowled, Raina bowled. So you have 6, 7, 8 bowlers, you're sitting pretty, and you know that wickets will turn. So maybe they just needed those many options.
He didn't work into the combination.
Just the combination. There was never any doubt about the caliber. But I mean, it disappointed him a great deal.
So when he went into the wilderness and had to sort of jig his way back into the team, did he do anything differently? What goes to the mind of a guy who's in and out of the team at that point?
When you are left out of a team,
and we won the World Cup,
Cup, but there would be some feedback given to you by the selectors, by the captain, on the areas where you should be looking at to improve. And then I think Rohit Sharma did it in his own way. So the areas were fitness. For example, the areas and fitness contributing to the fact that you're not fit enough to bat for longer periods of time consistently. Because when you're playing for an Indian team, you have an annual calendar. So you need to have that intensity match after match after match, which a Virat Kohli has today. Maybe Rohit didn't have at that time. But he didn't go crazy saying, I want to, become like a triathlete or something like that. He knew where he had to work. Abhishek Nair, who's very close friends with him, was part of the Mumbai setup at that time. And I think it was Abhishek who actually reached out to him and said, hey, So Abhishek Nair has always been like one of the fittest guys in the team. So the way Virat Kohli was in that Indian dressing room, Abhishek Nair was that guy
In
who was
Mumbai.
always working out, trying to get better physically and from a strength perspective. And I think Abhishek reached out to him saying, I think we need to huddle up and see what we need to do. And then he gave Rohit a program and that kind of stuff, and it just went. But Rohit didn't go berserk at that time, and that's the self-assuredness of the man, saying that I need to chisel this. I don't need to go crazy. I need to have my skill intact, and then kind of embellish it with more strength and more fitness.
But also the big three on their way out, right? I mean, Sehwag, Gambhir, to a lesser extent Yuvraj, Sachin calls it a day from white ball.
Yeah.
So this must have helped him because he needed a gap. They were just too big, these names.
Yeah, that's what I meant about the communication and the feedback from the selection committee, saying that, hey, you've missed out, but you're not going to miss out for long. You're in our plans, and that's what a Mahi and Gary.
In Mumbai parlance, tera number aayega.
Tera time aayega. And Gary was great at these things. Gary Kirsten rated Rohit Sharma very, very highly, and Gary was very big on communicating with the players as well. So he knew that he's in the frame of
So when
things.
you were in the selectors, wearing the selector's hat, did you communicate with him at all?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the Test cricket conversation we had.
Yeah.
That where does that lie from a priority perspective, and he made it very, very clear in his.
He was offended that you thought for a second that a Mumbai cricketer doesn't want to play red ball.
And the perspective which he gave me really kind of made me sit up and think. And his point of view was that I've grown up playing with the red ball. So how can I be far away from it? So that's again his unique perspective which he has.
No?
That's intelligence. That's a kind of skill you have from a thinking perspective
But
as
he told
well.
us a story where he drops the kit bag from the train while he's just, I mean, that absent-mindedness is part of folklore.
Yeah, I mean,
Phones, bags.
when I said that he dropped his kit bag, you didn't bat an eyelid,
No, he
right?
didn't. Anybody else,
Because
yes.
you would
Rohit Sharma, you expect,
hua hoga, yaar.
And
It
his
must have
phone
happened.
has been everywhere.
Yeah.
He's never found his phone.
Yeah.
What a guy. It's like a real genius, right?
Yeah.
Because in many ways, he's just so odd.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Absolutely. But I think, his... one more thing I'd like to add about Rohit Sharma is that, when you are playing top cricket, I always look at, even at a Virat Kohli, I will always see that, hey, has he improved somewhere?
As they go on.
Just as a
Sachin had that ability.
Yeah, just as a student of the game. I'm nobody to comment. I coach a bit now, so I want to see where they have chiseled a little bit. And Rohit Sharma has improved as a batsman. And I get goosebumps when I say it. So he's putting a lot of thought into his game as well.
2019 World Cup in England, he was fantastic.
500s, right? 500s.
500s in the way he was batting.
Exactly.
I mean, those are conditions. White ball or red ball, the ball is doing things.
Exactly.
And you're at the top of the order.
Yes.
So he really stamped his,
Yes.
this is me, I'm king of this ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you talk about the captaincy thing, that accelerated the captaincy positioning as well. For Rohit Sharma, having such a massive World Cup means you are ready for bigger things, bigger roles to take on. But Rohit really improved as a cricketer, and I thought that, barring a couple of test matches as a captain, he was spot on. Even in the World Cup, even in the 50-over format, white ball format, he was spot on. He was just there mentally. And test matches, I thought maybe a couple of things here or there. But superb captain.
But also, would you place him as one of those rare cricketers who's actually better in the 30 onwards period? Like Michael Hussey and Graham Gooch and those kind of names, where they actually sort of get better, as you've just mentioned.
Yeah, because I think your mind starts getting better. You know the stuff you need to focus on, and for him, the emergence of the IPL and the escalation of the importance of the IPL came at just the right time. And he was playing for such a big franchise. He started off with the Deccan Chargers, if you remember.
Correct.
The first couple of years,
Took a hat trick. He was an off spinner first, right?
He was a hat trick. He took a hat trick as well. Started off with the Deccan Chargers, and then he just found the right franchise. The right franchise found him as well, and never to look back.
Going back to that, we didn't mention it. I should have. He started off just like Ravi Ashwin and so many others. Sachin started off as a fast bowler.
Yeah.
He started off as an off spinner. He was convinced as a young kid that I'm going to bowl off spin. I'm going to be the next Venkat Raghavan.
Yeah.
And actually, Suddenly somebody watched him shadow batting, is it?
Yeah, I think somebody saw him in the nets,
Yeah.
and the same thing happened with Ramesh Pawar. Ramesh Pawar started off as a batsman,
Oops.
and thank God he didn't stay as a batsman. You know?
No ball,
He
Jatin.
did himself a big favor by by focusing on his bowling.
Yeah.
And so there are these W.V. Raman started off as a left arm spinner.
I think he bowled a little
he
even
bowled
in
a
his,
little bit as
international
well.
career,
So a lot of these stories, and Sachin started off as a medium pacer.
Yeah.
When he was playing for Yorkshire, he had a captain called David Byas for Yorkshire, and David Byas would give him like 7-10 over spells to bowl as well.
Really?
Yeah, and David Byas obviously rated him
I
as a
remember
medium
Zubin
pacer.
telling me he used Sachin could bowl a vicious bouncer.
Yeah.
I mean, at pace.
Yeah. He could bowl the best off spinner you've seen. He could bowl the best leggy you've seen. He had the best googly ever. Trust
Really?
me, amazing googly. He could do anything. He could do anything. Honestly.
As could Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
From off, he got a hat trick.
Yeah,
So, you can't take that away. Yeah.
But no, Rohit, been a pleasure to watch him through the years. Really.
Amongst your
Just makes it look so easy.
Amongst the top batsmen that you pay to watch when he's in full flow?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, for me, Brian Lara, Vinod Kambli, Prithvi Shaw, Rohit Sharma, would love to pay and go and watch them bat.
Wow. Before we end the episode, a quick alert from IDFC FIRST Bank about scammers impersonating law enforcement officials. Scammers pretend to be police or other officials demanding personal information or payments. So please always remember that real officials won't ask for sensitive information or payments over the phone. Verify their identity by contacting the agency directly. Never ever share personal details or transfer money to unknown callers and protect your information. I have some more information. It's time for me to say bye.